Ooh, hello there. We've now returned to Desert Cultist territory, and in my opinion, this is the guy we want to fight. Hello and welcome back to our Duelist adventures, and as you can see, we do have Mr. 7 here. Mr. 8 was a little busy. I'll let myself out. Okay, let's you know what? I'm just gonna leave that in. I'm not gonna do another take. That's it. That is the perfect take, isn't it? You like that? Oh yes, you like that? Absolutely terrible joke, indeed. Anyway, we're gonna be attempting to attack. Oh, it's actually not a Mister even. Anyway, Miss 7 apparently is going to be attacked by us right here, and she does not have a very strong army, as you can quite clearly tell. And although she does have a lot of numbers, obviously that's going to be a bit of an issue, but we've been leveling up my leadership skill. My leadership skill has actually been doing very nicely over the course of the time that I've been running around in Khuzait territory, attempting to find a potential battle here or there. And bear in mind that I probably will be doing a little bit of village raiding as well. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether we'll do that, personally, because for the most part, I kind of wanted to be a bit honorable, you know, not like a super hardcore amount, you know, not like play super honorably or anything like that, because that's not really the theme of the character. The theme is to be a duelist and to fight honorably, so fighting someone one-on-one if there is an opportunity to do so. In those kinds of situations, then yes, I definitely feel like we should be honorable in that aspect. However, when deciding to do things and partake in actions on the world map, that maybe is a slightly different situation. So, we'll see what happens, actually, because on the one hand, I'd like to maybe do a little bit of raiding, but it doesn't really give me much, does it? I don't think it does, actually. I feel like the only thing it really does do is lower my honor rating, and that's not something that I very badly want to lower at the moment. I feel like that is actually kind of a waste. To lower my honor at the moment would be kind of bad. Anyway, I'm just gonna get stuck right in here. Let's do this. Oh yes, go clunk, go bonk, and take him. Take them all down, I was gonna say. Wow, we just got headshot. Right? That was a headshot, right? Yep, neck. In the neck. Got shot, 67 damage in the neck. Can I protect the neck? No, not really. There's not really any way for me to protect the neck, unfortunately, not unless you have full plate armor on, and I don't believe we have any option for that at the moment, so that is a real shame. That is a real shame. I actually was having a huge amount of fun just wading on in there with my, well, I was going to say massive mace, but it's actually not that massive at all. In actual fact, it's more like a rolling pin, as someone rightly said in the comments. And there you go. We were able to somewhat do stuff. Did we lose anyone? We just lost recruits. That's really not even a big deal. And the Khuzait actually did get mopped up pretty fast. Usually they do tend to be a little bit stubborn when it comes to being killed at the ends of battles, but yes, we're just going to be letting her go. Generally, I'm going to be letting most people go because I want the experience for charm. Even if it gives me 80 experience, that's better than nothing. The major vassals will tend to give me 1,600 charm, which would be absolutely fantastic. But obviously, oh yes, obviously that's not something that's happening right now. But I'm actually not going to be taking Khuzait units. I will be taking Imperials and any other unit that I think is cool to have join us at some point. So I'm talking about some of the extra units that have been added by the Calradier at War Mod and so on. Those kinds of things will probably be what I'll mostly go for. Anything else here? Ooh, step recurve bow. Is this better? No, he actually is using a pretty fantastic bow right now. Najun, Yeah, now Jun is doing very nicely. And the one thing that I actually forgot to do is before I sent off our companion to make a party, I actually forgot to equip him with some stuff. And I'm going to rectify that at the end of our marauding adventure through the Khuzait territory. So at the moment I obviously don't want to do that because we're going to then come across someone and then he's going to get murdered or he's going to run away and he's going to, you know, do all kinds of annoying random stuff that we don't really want him to do. So I'd like to try and keep him in our army for the moment, at least until we're done with this small foray into the enemy's territory. It seems like everything seems to be, you know, pretty normal here. Ah, hello. Yes, exactly. Perfect. Now, I am at a pretty bad level of HP. So, wait a minute. This person was actually... Yes, indeed. It seems as though she was actually a member of... Yep. A clan of the Empire. And apparently they decided to defect. Which is, well... That is certainly punishable by death. Well, I don't have the authority to do that, of course. That is Regea's call, after all, and generally I'm not really going to be someone that's going to be executing any people right here. Not in this series, at least, because as we've seen in the past, the execution system does need to have a couple of revisions, shall we say, done to it before it can really be considered something that is going to be balanced. And we'll see what happens with that, because I personally feel like being able to do that is really cool, but obviously being able to eliminate the entirety of one faction's vassals and then basically not have any enemies fighting you, that's imbalanced. Very, very imbalanced indeed. So definitely needs to have something done about that, but shouldn't be too bad in my opinion. I feel like in general, execution, it's kind of a weird system to balance though, isn't it? It's kind of difficult to balance it. Oh, got to be a bit careful here. This guy has a pickaxe and we got to be careful with that. I'm using my sword right now mainly because it's got slightly longer reach, and as you can see I'm actually using it to the best of its effect. Wow, I can't believe I survived. That is pretty crazy. Kind of wish I had a, you know, like a thrown weapon or some kind of ranged weapon right now, but my athletic skill is so good that I can catch up to these guys without too many difficulties. Boom. Take out that Imperial recruit right there, and there's another one. There we go. Very nice indeed. We actually get a significant amount of one-handed weapon proficiency whenever we get into a battle, so generally, if I have enough HP, obviously I don't right now, but if I have full HP, I will be wanting to get in there as soon as possible and do massive amounts of attacking. And every single attack gives us about 250 experience, which is actually very good. Anyway, even though she is a defector and her clan is traitorous, I will not be taking her prisoner, we'll just be letting her go because of the possibility that they might give us that really, really large amount of charm skill experience, and that's the thing. Kind of want to try and focus on leveling up our character as fast as we possibly can. And you can see here, charm is actually not even doing that badly. We've got 28 in it at the moment, and I have 33 leadership. So my leadership is leveling up. It's just taking a bit of extra time. I actually wonder whether leadership would level up faster dependent on if I had more people in my army. I'm actually wondering about that, to be honest. Ooh, roaming brigands. That's a new faction that we haven't seen before. Let me just have a quick look here. Right, okay. They're only tier 3. Actually, still tier 1, technically, according to the readout here. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so do they have any of these? That's the one thing that we've got to ascertain right now. Right, so they have 1 gladiator, 2 assassins, and a destroyer, and I think an engineer was also one of the higher level ones? Yeah, kind of. But nothing really that bad. Alright, okay, I think we're probably going to be fighting these guys in just a second. This is probably going to be a pretty close run battle because they seem pretty good, but I think most of their units are quite low tier, so I shouldn't have to worry at all, really. But I think the main thing that I have to worry about is actually getting myself killed and then having auto-delegate deal with the remaining duration of the battle. That would be pretty awful. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh my. Okay, I think we may have had a family emergency going on here. Alia and Fathid, I believe, are actually part of my family. Yes, indeed. They have literally just taken my brother and sister, or shall we say Bruce's brother and sister, prisoner. And they're only, I mean, how old are they? They're literally like 7 or something? I mean, oh, you can't even tell, apparently. Okay, so what about if I just go here? Okay, yeah, that's going to tell me. Okay, so do they have... Oh, 17! Oh, okay, well, I guess that is more understandable then, I suppose, but even so... he has been abducted by bandits who intend to sell him into slavery. Well, no, he hasn't. We actually already resolved that issue. And, yeah, she's now... Well, they've both been taken prisoner by... Who is it? The Khuzaits. Ah, fantastic. It's because they've taken a castle, I believe. Is it... Wait a minute. Let me actually just take a quick look here. Which one was it? Because as far as I'm aware, they haven't changed hands. That is very strange, actually. Was it Samira Castle? I seem to think... Yeah, look, Samira Castle. Last seen at Samira Castle. And it seems like... Where is that? What, that's all the way over there? Surely not. Okay, well, there's some weird stuff going on there. I'm actually not sure why they gave me that, but okay. Anyway, we're going to be going in against this fellow, and hopefully we'll be able to achieve victory here. If we can't, then at the very least, I'd like a lot of our units to gain good experience, and hopefully I'll be able to get some good, nice little one-handed weapon proficiency experience gains in there as well. Alright, here we go, here we go. We're not really... I haven't gotten a lot of experience in fighting on these kinds of battlefields. So this is going to be kind of interesting, especially considering the Khuzait are primarily, well, mounted, obviously. We know that. So, going to be a bit problematic, I think. But I will try my very best into slicing as many of them as I possibly can. And, well, there's not really much I can do, unfortunately. Yeah, as you can see, they, actually, these aren't even Khuzait. Why am I thinking we're fighting the Khuzait right now? I don't know. But yes, they are indeed mostly mounted units. So it's actually kind of interesting. Okay, this is... Ooh, ooh, okay, nice, nice. Is that an assassin right there? Did you see that? Was that an assassin? I'm actually not sure. Ooh, roaming gladiator, take that, thank you very much. Okay, let's tell our cavalry to charge in now as well. All of my infantry have been eliminated. I think I can only hope that most of them were potentially recruits, but generally fighting cavalry. Ooh, took out one of those roaming assassins. But yeah, fighting the cavalry with a mace is ill-advised. But that's the reason why I'm primarily going after their archers and their other infantry-based units. And I believe that is indeed a victory. I mean, you would expect it, you know. I mean, we did have the combat strength advantage, but we did end up losing quite a few units. Primarily, wow, we actually lost Imperial Legionaries and elites as well. Wow, okay, I'm kind of surprised about that, to be honest. Kind of surprised. Okay, so who's... the enemy leader is still alive. Yes, and if he's on a horse, he's going to prove himself to be a very annoying individual indeed. Hopefully we'll be able to track him down. Ah, there we go. We tracked him down. Nice. All right. So let's take a look here. 6.6, 3.8. Not too bad. And obviously we can't discount the influence now either. That is actually giving us a pretty significant value in the faction that we're currently in. Anyway, I'm not sure what I should do with this guy, to be honest, because in general, he is part of the roaming brigands. And you can see here that he is basically, as far as I'm aware, he is the only member of the roaming brigands. So it kind of makes sense for me to take him prisoner so that he can, well, stay off the world map, I guess. Ah, roaming assassins, very nice indeed. Let's take some of those. We're going to be taking everyone that's like tier 4, tier 3, around there. Obviously, they're not... I wouldn't say that they are specifically really good, are they? I'm actually kind of curious right now. Let me actually have a look. They are. They are actually surprisingly good. They are actually surprisingly good, so I guess I will be taking more of them, but obviously, as you can see right here, I'm already over my prisoner limit, so we won't be able to take any more unless there are some tier 4s. I don't see any tier 4s, so... I guess I could get rid of the Imperial recruits, but even then, that's still I still have above the you know, up and over the threshold, so that's really not going to make any difference. All right, let's move on. Let's see if he had anything. He had some javelins, of course, and we got some more of these. These are actually better than what we were wearing beforehand. There we go. All right, let's loot. Got to remember, it's not a marketplace. It's not a marketplace. Because otherwise I just leave without taking all the stuff. Okay, so now that we've eliminated that fellow, I think we can probably exit from the territory of the Crusade and see what's going on. Oh dear. Who's this guy? He might be problematic. He's quite strong. Although their units individually, as far as I'm aware in the past, have not been that powerful. Ooh, look at this. Okay, so they're actually going to be willing to give us a tribute, and we will receive 1,600. That's actually quite a bit, but obviously we know Monchug to have, well, he's basically Mr. Moneybags, isn't he? He's basically Mr. Moneybags. So I'm going to spend, I guess, 10 influence voting on this just to gain a little bit of... Oh, we gained some steward skill from that. I had no idea. I had no idea that was the case, but thankfully, because of the peace declaration, I don't even need to do anything in regards to saving my brother and sister. So that is obviously a pretty good upside to the whole peace declaration, but I don't know, I personally feel like I wanted to do a little bit more in Crusade territory, but obviously, as I said, we were kind of leaving anyway. I mean, I thought that I saw a relatively weakened vassal nearby, and that would have been pretty fun to try and fight them. There's no tournament going on here either, so I guess we'll just continue to sort of rest up. I'll sell a couple of things here as well, and we'll see what happens. Ah, now here we go. This is exactly the reason why I took that specific skill, because it now allows us to recruit from this guy all the way to his maximum level, which I personally feel like is almost invaluable at this point. So we're going to just be recruiting a huge amount of people right there, and we're also going to be participating in this tournament. Now, that skill that we gained, what was it part of again? Was it athletics or something? I'm actually not sure. I can't remember now. Was it leadership? Yeah, it was leadership actually. Never mind. Okay, yeah. So leadership, having the ability to recruit higher levels of volunteers in such an easy way really makes all the difference to the accessibility of those troops, because being able to recruit more people at the drop of a hat that are actually slightly better than what you'd normally get, that really makes a lot of sense. So hopefully we'll be able to continue that trend all throughout Aserai territory, because I've come down into Aserai territory again. Of course, it is our old stomping grounds, and I would like to be able to maybe do something a little bit here, maybe apart from participating in a couple of tournaments. Might like to undertake a couple of tasks, and maybe even do battle with some of the southern desert cultists, or whatever they're called. So hopefully that's going to work out for us. And otherwise, there you go. We actually won with no one dying. Can you believe that? I can't. Very nice indeed. And now, here we go. Okay, never mind. Now, here we go. Okay, never mind. Right. This is awkward. Okay. What about this guy? Is he an enemy? I can't even tell right now. Which, oh, we're on the green team. My armor does not look green. That's the reason. I'm not used to that whole thing yet. You know, I'm still kind of looking at my armor to determine which party I'm a part of. You know, which team. Because in Warband, they'd give you certain colored armor that would enable you to know which team you were on, and they wouldn't have like a readout in the top left, so you can obviously see that a lot easier now. Yes, blocking people on horseback, very annoying. Very difficult to do that, in my opinion, at least. I have some throwing javelins. Alright. We actually hit someone? Okay. Well, we hit the horse, which is not exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, we got to be a little bit careful here, because obviously, feel the hit, okay? Feel the hit is the melee enhancement mod that I've been using, and it makes everything much more realistic. And I think someone actually did say, they did leave a comment about whether you can still do cleave attacks with feel the hit. And as far as I'm aware, that's what it attempts to stop. It basically tries to make it so that whenever you slash at someone, it is very much realistic in the way that you're slashing at them. So you're not going to, you know, with a one-handed sword, a regular person is not going to be able to slash through someone's body with just the momentum from that slash. You know, you're going to need some other kind of momentum, you know, maybe a two-handed, maybe a, you know, an attack from horseback or something along those lines. You're going to need something extra to do that. And so feel the hit does tend to make it much more realistic in that sense, and I very much appreciate it. But yeah, cleaving attacks are probably not going to work, although I'm not sure, because you might be able to attack people if they're standing next to each other, because that would actually work in real life as well. You know, you might be able to attack two targets at once if they're standing in the best possible location for that. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe there is a little bit of extra damage done to your other targets. I'm trying to do thrusting attacks. I'm trying to get a little bit better at using thrusting attacks, and maybe I can do this. He's using thrusting now. Did you see that? That was hilarious. But yeah, thrusting seems to not really have a huge amount of feel the hit implemented on it, or maybe I just didn't feel it. But with slashing attacks, it really makes a huge difference. It really does. Anyway, there you go. Another 6 renown, not too bad, and we were able to get through the tournament with pretty limited difficulties. Actually, nothing really too bad to worry about. Let's go over to this village right here. Obviously, as I'm doing this, my leadership is continuing to level up. Oh, these guys need manual laborers. That's actually perfect, because I have quite a lot of prisoners. 20 of them. You need 20, sir. Right. Well, that's quite significant. I don't think I'm going to be able to give all of them, because as you can see, most of them, for some reason, are not eligible. I can't take these guys back now. Right. Yeah, I think there's probably a bit of an issue with the display, with the Calradier War Mod. Apparently they don't allow you to give Imperial units now as well, which is a bit strange, but okay. I was very much hoping on doing that. Oh well, never mind. I guess I will try to fight a couple of bandits in auto-resolves or something like that, and then hopefully that's going to make a bit of a difference. Anyway, I'm just going to sell a bunch of stuff here. just to kind of lighten our load a little bit. And we're also going to be heading on in against these looters here. I'd like to fight some more people as much as we possibly can to try and take prisoners. As you can see, we got 5 prisoners from there. We need another 10 after this. So there's also that to take into account, of course, as well. I don't even know how much we're really going to get for this quest if we just give regular looters and bandits and stuff like that. Probably not much. Ooh, hello there. We've now returned to Desert Cultist territory, and in my opinion, this is the guy we want to fight. Alright, so he's got Desert Immortals. Let's take a look at Desert Immortals. I think I've seen them before, but they are very good, as you can quite clearly tell. They have 245 in bow skill. And how many of those does he have? He has only 4 of those, so I shouldn't have to worry too much. And we do have some pretty amazing cavalry units as it is. So as long as I utilize my cavalry appropriately, I should be absolutely fine. So let's do it. Ah, look, see? Now he's running away. How dare you? You will not be able to run, sir. I will catch you eventually. Alright, so we know that this guy is going to have very good archers, and I'm playing a character without a shield. So this is obviously going to be quite interesting to find out just how good these archers actually are. If they can headshot me from all the way over the other side of the map where I'm currently standing, then they're going to be very impressive indeed. But if they are not capable of doing that, then I will feel quite a bit better about, well, not dying in this particular effort to eliminate some desert cultists. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna probably tell my cavalry to charge in. Where are these guys? Oh. We need to change it so that they're not in shield wall formation anymore, because shield wall makes them so incredibly slow to run over here. Really makes a huge difference to their speed. So far, so good, I guess. I mean, it's not really going that badly. Let's tell my cavalry to charge in now. I've got to be very careful. I'm playing very much more defensively than I would like, but we kind of want to try and prevent people from getting any kills whatsoever here. Nice, nice. Okay, come on, let's get some attacks in.
Save yourself!
Nice. Okay, let's switch to my mace. Try and capture some of them. I mean, basically, that's what I would like to do. Ooh. There's no way that was going to work. I was literally trying to use one of the shortest weapons in the game to attack someone who is on a horse. Or in this case, on a camel. But that's never going to work. You've got to be very, very skillful to be able to do that. Or lucky. Either one. Get him. Ah. Oh, he took him prisoner. Nice. Yes, because that sheriff comes equipped with blunt weaponry. Fantastic. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so we literally lost a grand total of, well, not even much. 4 units. That is perfectly acceptable. Do you remember when I used to run away from this guy? In previous episodes, in the earlier parts of the series, we were running away from him and basically being like, "Oh, it's Ragnaros, the Fire Lord. You've awakened me too soon. Execute." You know, that kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that we were talking about. We didn't really want him to attack us any further. Thank you very much. But now it's not a big deal. I'm going to be taking all these prisoners because I'm actually going to be heading on over to the prisoner thing. What's the prisoner task? Yeah, that's it. Go over to the prisoner task, and then we'll see what we can do with that. I do need to make sure that I'm not missing out on anything really good, though, in terms of weaponry. Doesn't seem like it. Ooh, piercing arrows might actually be really good for him. They do have more piercing, but they have less stack amount. I don't know what's better. I mean, it's going to do more damage, I assume. The piercing arrows are going to do more damage, so I guess I'll just have him use that instead. And I think that's pretty much it. Okay, good. Very nice indeed. Alright, so let's go back to the... Is this the one? All the way over there? Well, I always open up the encyclopedia. Yes, indeed. It is literally that one, all the way over there. Yeah, I mean, I did say that this guy was going to give us the runaround, and he certainly did. I think we met him around here, didn't we, or something like that? And then he just had me chasing him for a pretty significant amount of time. Bear in mind that I am now much slower because we have taken on more and more units, and I need to probably get some more horses. And as you can see, there's another desert cultist member who we will indeed be attacking with an auto-resolve here. And there you go. I'm going to let him go. And there's a very good reason why I let him go. Look at this. That's the reason. Look at that. 2,400 charm experience. We gained 7 skill points in charm. And that's the reason why I let these people go, because gaining that charm skill really makes a huge difference in the long run. Also, you got to bear in mind that if we do let him go, then we'll just have more enemies to fight. You know, more enemies to fight, more enemies to take prisoner, more gains to make, and so on. And it really does make a huge difference. But in general, that 2,400 charm experience, that's super, super good. And I believe that, yeah, that actually did give us a level up as far as I can see. Now, let's have a look. We've reached 150 in scouting, and we now have the ability to choose perk. Choose a variety of different perks here. When fighting against bandit parties, you have +5 battle morale. Your party has a 10% advantage in simulated battles against bandits. Right. And if your party has more than 50% cavalry, you gain 10% sight range bonus. Right, so this is literally just a Khuzait only skill. I mean, maybe the Azarai and maybe the Imperials will probably use quite a lot of cavalry, but Sturgia, maybe not. Vlandians, yeah, probably will use quite a bit, but Batanians also will not. So it's kind of like a 50-50 thing, really, so this is not that good. Also, the secondary skill is absolutely pitifully bad, in my opinion. I mean, I've said this time and time again. Any skill that you see that gives you party size limit increases, just try to avoid that, unless you want the other thing, because it is really bad. +5 party size limit at this point in the game, just no. Just no. That is just really, really awful. Because, I mean, you can see that right here. I have 139. So with 5, I'd have 144. That makes no difference, in my opinion. No difference whatsoever. I feel like it's a waste, really. It's a waste of a skill slot in that perk tree. Anyway, it seems like we're declaring war against Britannia. I will be supporting it and just going for a little bit of influence spend. And I'm actually increasing my steward skill by doing that, which is actually pretty cool. But otherwise, we're now done with the quest. Let's hope I'll be able to do it even, because I might not be able to. Yeah, as you can see, some of these are not even eligible, but I think I should be able to transfer. Yeah, I'm transferring 23. I probably want to take some of the Desert Coltsmen, because they're probably going to become some really good units. Here's all I've got. Let's settle up. There we go. Okay, gave me 5,000. Look at that. Pretty crazy. I feel like I should get more charm skill for doing these kinds of tasks, because I did give him some very good units. I feel like it should take into account what kind of units you give, but I suppose that is reflected in the monetary reward that you get. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. If you'd like to like the video, then I would very much appreciate it. It helps me out a great deal. And otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.